Hey everybody, welcome to the very first video on our Gala Music YouTube. I'm Taco, Gala Music Community Manager, and I'm joined by Lane and Alex. Uh, the team is really hitting their stride behind the scenes, but we recognize the community isn't seeing all of that. So we wanted to do an AMA to answer some of your more pressing questions. We're also slowly luring other members of the music team, like the engineers, into Discord. And I'd love to at least set up some stages in Discords with some of them at some point so you can meet them and ask them all your fun technical questions. Um, Before we get started, I want to emphasize music is still really, really new. And there's a pretty good chance some of the things we talk about will change in the next 6 months or year or 3 years. And so we thank you for your patience as we sometimes need to pivot. So I think a great place to start would be to find out a bit of who Lane and Alex are and what they do at Gala. So Lane, we can start with you. You're very active in Discord. You are the head of product. What does that even mean?
That's a very corporate and boring title, but I think that is actually what's on the business card that I don't have. So yeah, I'm on the product team here at Gala Music, and what that means is we're building out the actual platform of what you see, the website, everything that services it, if that is the transactions or if that's playing music, if that's interacting with your NFT collection, as well as servicing all of the crazy things we're building in the future. So the team are working super hard on that. And I'm involved in setting that direction, that vision, working with Alex, working with our wonderful engineers, and just a whole lot of folks on the team here to kind of try to build out the future of music. And my background, I come from a long line of game development studios and music tech companies. If any of you are musicians out there and you play the guitar or bass, you'd probably have seen ads for Musician. I was previously there. Before then, a whole lot of video games. Some of my favorites that I've worked on include Def Jam, Fight for New York with our good friend Snoop. Um, so yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell.
And how many guitars do you personally own?
Oh, that's a loaded question, Taco. That's a loaded question. Right now, I think I have 12 in here, and I'm saying I think because I'm not sure, and they're all squirreled away somewhere.
So who
It,
knows?
it's a problem. I admit it. It's a problem.
Uh, Alex, you are the global head of music for Gala, which sounds ultra, ultra important. What does that entail?
Like Lane, I prefer the more informal title, which I guess is music sorcerer, which is actually really fun to tell my former friends at labels and all of the people in the industry that I talk to. So, just for background on me, for those who don't know, I came over to Gala about 4 months ago from almost 11 years at Sony Music. I worked at Columbia Records for the majority of my career, as well as their distribution arm, which is the Orchard. So I worked across different types of record label deals, as well as various departments. So international, radio, marketing, and more. Basically, I was ready to make the move from label life because I was there for quite a bit. And I'm instead of going to streaming, which is I think the natural progression for a label person, I wanted to go to what's next, and that's blockchain. And then, of course, the heavens opened up and somehow I got connected with Gala, which is amazing. Thank you to the Kings of Leon team for that. Um, and now I'm here. So the global head of music, I help with all things artist relations, label relations, marketing, promotion, um, just anything that involves kind of the strategic side of the industry as well.
That all makes sense, and I think will help clear some things up for people. Um, we talked a bit about the token when we were at Galaverse, but obviously not everybody was there, so we couldn't um, get everybody on board with that. Uh, Lane, we know Gala Music is going to have its own token. Can we talk a bit about that, how it'll be distributed, how the tokenomics will work a bit?
Ooh, big and heavy question to start things out. So yeah, I'll speak about what I can here, and if you were at Galaverse, it's probably a repeat of some of that. But in any case, the Gala Music token, which we're informally calling G Music, will be coming out. We're targeting this summer. So in preparation for that, we are looking at ways, to bring the token to life, including, actually minting it, getting it listed on exchanges, but then also considering once it's up and listed, that Genesis Mint, when we start minting it, how that's going to be going to node owners initially. So all the folks that originally bought one of our players nodes and are running a minimum amount of uptime, which we'll all detail in coming up. But basically, those folks will be eligible for part of that initial distribution. As we move forward in the platform development, the ecosystem will go live. We're looking at the fall of this year still, which is in our public roadmap already. During that time, when everything goes live, you'll be able to have your music on Gala Music, have it paired with nodes in our node network, and folks will be able to listen to that music. Upon that, there will be a distribution of token that's happening on a daily basis based off an algorithm. And the algorithm is designed to reward all the activity, in the Gala Music ecosystem as we grow this thing. And so that includes sharing music offline, sharing, the Spotify link to that same song that might get you there. But overall, that's all coming out of an algorithm. We'll be detailing that in a little more detail as we go on. All this is a little subject to change, so I don't want to go talking about numbers, anything like that, because we're going to spend a lot of time actually, collecting data, seeing what makes sense, seeing how our plays track and things like that. Did that really get to the bottom of the question? More detail, less detail? Because I can't
I
give you
think
more.
that is a pretty good start. Ed777 is in Discord and wants us to define summer, August-ish.
I love Ed777, first of all, and he was a legend at the first Galaverse. I just want to point out. Always had great questions in the AMAs too. I was running them, so I remember. Yeah, so fall for us would be ending in August. I think we are all in the northern hemisphere here, so yeah, August, end of summer. Anything when we say summer, we're talking about that. When we talk about the fall, we're talking about September, October, kind of November, but yeah.
That sounds pretty reasonable. You've got a video. I think this might be a good time to share it before we move on.
Oh, the video, the audio visual part of our class. Yeah, we can do that. Can we roll the video?
You're really going right in, Matt.
I'm shocked. Thank you. Okay, so what y'all are seeing here is a little preview of the Gala Music platform, what it's going to look like when we launch. This is a page that anyone could see if they're logged in or not. It's called the trends. It's the overall top thing is going on in the ecosystem. So you can see the top artists that are going on, the top tracks, what is trending in both tracks and collections. So this is really a quick way to see overview of the ecosystem, how it's performing, what is hot right now. So anyone's going to be able to see this. You can see if I'm hovering over there, a little player came up. That was part of the music player, which we'll see in a little more detail in a bit. And now here we see the collection page. This is our good friend Satoshi, as we all know. The collections page is basically your public profile. Other players, listeners can really interact with you here. This is where you manage your followers. If we have the ability to send gifts or anything, you would do it in here. You can write a little bio about yourself, and this is where you also collect achievements, being, say, the Genesis Minter, first supporter of a certain artist. Then you're going to see all of your NFTs in your collection in here. So, and super huge props to the UI team. I love this design. Now we go into the dashboard. This is your control center for everything that you are doing in Gala Music. Again, you're still Satoshi, no problem there. You can see here, I'm mousing over now the rewards that you're getting a day and the collection listens. So over time, you're seeing how your artists are performing in the ecosystem, how your rewards are scaling as well. And what I'm hovering over there is basically just a little breakdown of where the plays are coming from. I will say the plays we care about 100% the most are the ones happening on Gala Music. Our goal is to build an awesome platform, and we want you to help us build it and help us grow it. So here you're seeing your top NFTs, their performance, how they've been trending, have they been going up or down, You can one-tap share to spread that love, spread the ecosystem joy, and of course, you can play right from there. And then at the bottom, you're seeing if you're a node owner, some of your node performance, your uptime, your rewards, etc. In this screen back on the collection, this is where you do your pairing. So if you want to pair a node, make it eligible, or pair an NFT with a node to make it eligible, this is where you do it. And this is the player. I think for our Gala Gold members, I dropped a sneak peek of this for you months ago. But this is the player that's in development, which is where you'll be able to interact with any of your content. It went so fast. The player was really cool though. So this is all what we're kind of building towards over the next few months.
That was my favorite part of the AMA at Galaverse, and I know everybody was super excited to see that. So I know I kind of pushed that on you early, but I want to make sure everybody sees it because it's outstanding.
Yeah, no worries. Spread the love. Spread the love.
Shout out to the team who made that look so good.
It
freaking awesome,
looks
right?
awesome.
Really good.
So I need to get to one of the questions the diehard community has been asking about for quite some time now. We had sold some stash boxes, but didn't 100% define what it meant to be a stash box owner going forward. Can we report on what that is going to be?
Oh, yes, that's a really good question. I know that's been an internal discussion for us for a while too. So for us, a stash box owner is whoever opened the stash box. So make it really clear, if you had a stash box and you opened it, you're the stash box owner. Not if you hold the open stash box token. That is a very handy thing to have, but it's just a token, it's a collectible. It is if you opened it. So we are tracking that ETH address basically off the contract.
Perfect. It's decided we can move off of it. But Kirk Booth, extraordinaire, wants to know if there are any other goodies lurking in those boxes. What can we expect for the future?
Oof, I don't know if I can say about things. But overall, yeah, there are going to be other goodies lurking in the stash boxes. Yeah.
They're not done.
They're not done. They're not done. We had the initial opening, and that was really fun with all the tracks and the Gala Games items, etc. But no, they're not done giving quite yet. We've got much more for our stash box owners to come. I think we're trying to lay a few of them out for the next month or so as well.
I like the sound of that.
No dates just yet, but also I bought and opened 2 stash boxes. I also want I want some cool things. So
absolutely, I also bought and opened 2 stash boxes, and was super excited to see my Snoop Aoki tracks drop into my wallet today.
They are here. The Snoop and Aoki tracks are fantastic. First of all, and yeah, if you held the token, and I believe our snapshot date was May 18th at 6 p.m., then you should have that in your Gala wallet or your ETH wallet right now. And for the Aoki verse passport holders, I believe those are dropping as we speak. So yeah, super exciting. Awesome that those made it to life now. Really cool.
It was a labor of love. So, hopefully everybody forgives us, but the delay was worth it. And the artist wanted to make sure everything was perfect. So we're excited that they're finally out in the world.
Excellent. Okay, Alex, let's lighten things up a little bit. Are we going to have any Gala festivals in the future?
I feel like I feel fresh off of a Gala festival with what we had at Galaverse. Right now, our priority is the platform and the ecosystem, and making sure what we're building for and with the community is perfect. So while we have our eye on putting our tentacles out into many, many parts of the industry, it is not on the short-term list as of today. We have a lot of other things we want to be doing to make sure that we are delivering on our promises. We are helping make the world and industry a better place for artists, for fans, for the community, etc. Festivals are awesome. Don't get me wrong. I loved what we had at Malta. That was amazing. And maybe one day. But for now, we have other things we have to focus on.
And so we're a Web3 company. So would that be the same for any virtual festivals in the future?
Different. I think we all want to make sure that we're touching every corner of the virtual world, and music is prime for that. So totally different story in the virtual world. Um, that would be sooner. So would love to get involved with that as soon as we're ready. Again, we have to check other boxes, but that's on the agenda.
Can we invite Remy Wolf to our virtual concerts?
I was with Remy Wolf 2 nights ago. She just performed in London, and it was such a stark difference to see the crowd just knowing every single word. So for the community members that weren't in Malta, Remy is a hot up and coming artist that I've had a relationship with for a while, and I brought her to Malta, and she really, I think, wowed the crowd and really got people up and going, even though not a person outside of myself knew who she was or a song. So shout out to Remy and check her out. But yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's great. I knew who Remy was before.
Oh, there you go. That makes two of us. Let's go.
That's because you're cool, Taco. You're in the know.
He's in the know.
It was part of the hiring process. Lane, are there any plans to develop a mobile app for the music player?
Ooh, great question. Yes, but, and I'm going to qualify that. So yes, we do have plans for that. It's not the immediate future. Our first focus is primarily the website, the platform that you'll interact with. That said, the design for it is being looked at. Mobile responsive is one of the key things. In fact, I saw some designs today from our crack UX and UI team with mobile in mind. But in terms of a standalone player, it is something on the horizon, but not necessarily coming this year.
But it's coming. What is the function of Giri for music and maybe even film?
Oh, great question. Now, I can't really speak about film. Giri is absolutely key to our um, success going forward. So we are right now, as everyone knows, we're built on the ETH chain. Gala is all built off ETH. We are continuing to build the platform on ETH as we are right now, with the mind of moving towards Giri as soon as it's available. I think we've all seen some of the amazing things the team has done with Town Crush and showing, Giri. And I always want to call it Gary, like the snail from SpongeBob, but Gary Chain is amazing. But we've seen what they've done there, and I know there's some game needs that are coming like real priority in terms of getting the chain up and running, getting it out the door. And I would never give a timeline on any of that because building a blockchain is hard. Making sure it's hardened is extremely important. Secure, hardened, able to take all the transactions per second. But once it's ready, yeah, we do plan on moving our platform over to Giri. Thinking about it already from these early days. But there's a lot of things that unlocks with us, like the ability to possibly have many lower transaction fees, no transaction fees, even move things around much easier. Some of the things we want to do with interoperability, I think, absolutely hinge on having our own chain and the flexibility that offers. And I know on the game side, previously I was PM on the games team. And I know that a lot of what they're planning, a lot of the really cool, amazing things that blockchain enables come from the flexibility and power of having our own chain. So Giri is absolutely in our future. Our engineers can probably talk a lot about how we came to these decisions as well. But yeah, we are stoked on it. That's part of the Gala future for all of us.
Excellent. Alex, will there be other utility for music NFTs outside of just the straight coin rewards?
Well, definitely. I think that is absolutely key in music NFTs across the board. We're working with artists who want to be in this space, who want to bring their fans into this space, and they want to lean in. And so obviously they all have their varying levels, but we want these NFTs to kind of act as like a fan club on steroids. You can prove you were there first. You had this song first. There are rewards that come with that. That's great. But for the music lover, for somebody who's super passionate about an artist, we want to take those people and deepen that connection. There is a huge, huge issue with transparency in the music industry right now. You can't tell really who's streaming your music. You can't tell who's buying your ticket. You like Ticketmaster in the US knows who's buying your ticket, but when they sell it, you don't know who actually goes to the concert. Um, and blockchain and what we're working on with Gala will solve a lot of those problems. So we're trying to make sure that these are basically fan clubs on steroids. Artists are leaning in. We're deepening that artist fan connection, building those communities, and that includes utility, say meet and greets, concert tickets, promo codes, um, access to limited edition merch, maybe a chance to be in their next music video, things like that. And again, varying degrees with what the artist is comfortable with, but we definitely want to make sure that we're partnering with artists who want to give that to their fans.
Excellent. I'm apologizing a little bit to the people watching. I'm kind of jumping all over the place, and I'm not giving enough credit to the people who asked these questions. These all came from Discord, so we're not making all these up. Lane, any idea on when the Snoop barbecues will be happening this summer?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I don't have dates. I know one of our fearless leaders is chasing that up with Snoop right now. I believe both are still on target for the summer. And there are two different barbecues. There's one for everyone that collected the Back on Death Row tracks. So if you collected all 18, it was 18 tracks, I believe, then you're eligible. And we'll actually be doing the snapshot for that next week. Um, so that, oh shit, I said that before we announced it in Discord. We'll be doing a snapshot of that next week, next Friday, I believe. We'll put an announcement out about that. But yeah, we'll get the dates for you as soon as we do have them.
Snapshots are good. Forward
Snapshots are
broadcast.
good. And the second one was for folks that did the Orbs Vial redemption. So 2 lucky groups are going to get to party with Snoop. That is freaking cool.
That does sound pretty cool. I do need to shout out Barb's because she came over with the KOL super fans, and there are many of them. When are we going to see something from Kings of Leon?
So I think I'll take that one. Kings of Leon is actually the reason why I'm at Gala. That was the connection. I think I mentioned that earlier. So I'm obviously completely bought in to make sure their campaign is as good as it gets for both them and the fans. Right now, we are deep in the weeds, fleshing out full campaign with them, and this is a fans first campaign. So we are keeping the fans, like you, Barb's, top of mind. We're still fleshing out some pieces. I don't want to promise anything just yet, but there will be more to come on that soon. I'm sorry that I have to say stay tuned, but I am going to say stay tuned. There will be more, I promise.
They're going on tour in like a week, though. That's awesome.
They're on tour now. They're running
Wow.
around Europe at the moment. Yeah, they're doing a ton of festivals. They're running around. They're definitely doing a lot, and the videos I'm getting from the management team, the fans are incredible. I mean, the guys sound amazing. That's great, but the fan reaction to all the music is amazing.
By the end of the summer, KOL fan blog from our Discord will have been to 99 concerts.
99 Kings of Leon concerts.
That's amazing.
Yep. That's insane.
That's nuts. Lane, is anything special planned for the first batch of node owners?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, I mentioned originally the Genesis distribution. That's a huge one. You'll be in on the tokens super early, which is awesome. You know, your reward for believing early and helping to build the ecosystem. But aside from that, yeah, we've got some drops planned for y'all too during the summer. So we've actually been spinning our heads this week, you know, looking at kind of some of the artists we've got lined up and what we can do that's going to be awesome for both our stash box owners and our node holders. So, you know, we've got a couple groups that were super early on. You guys were there when we just had a landing page, and we really do never forget that, and we do want to take care of y'all. So yes.
Excellent. Alex, here's a question I had when I first joined Gala. Can an artist join Gala if they're already under contract with a label?
Yes. The answer is yes. So we are not a label. Maybe in the future, but we are not currently a label. Artists have long-term deals with labels, whether that's a certain number of years or a certain number of albums. To neglect those artists that are in contract, I think would be going against everything we want to be doing, which is being hyper inclusive. So it's our labels do provide a ton of upsides for artists, right? They're a big marketing and promotional muscle. They do fund a lot of the projects, etc. Don't get me wrong. This is something that both the Web3 world, blockchain, and Gala is going to help shift and make those deals more artist friendly. And we're going to change the dynamic there. We're definitely going to move the industry forward with that. But we will and are happy to partner with labels to make sure that we are delivering what could be, or what we hope to be, would be like an amazing campaign experience for the artists and fans. And that would, to neglect people because they're already signed to a label, it doesn't make sense to me with what we're trying to do. Again, we want to include everyone, and hopefully we could just add a ton of value. We're going to make new creative avenues and revenue for these folks, and hopefully the fans are on for that ride because they'll get more out of it too.
We all love value.
We all love value.
To kind of follow up with that, Blue Vitamin said it seems like Gala Music is focusing on newer songs rather than getting older ones to be on the stream. Is this accurate?
So right now, it might seem that way. We're being really selective on the projects that we're working on right now. It's pretty much a complete white glove service through and through. That includes from the start education. I'm talking to a ton of artists, managers that might be interested in Web3, but they don't know enough about it. And I have to, educate them on that and then explain what we do at Gala. So there is a focus right now, but our goal is to host all music on our platform. Old, new, upcoming artists, established artists, etc. So we don't discriminate here.
Excellent. Back to Lane with some tech. How many song NFTs can one player host on their node?
Oh, that's a really good question. So it's one of each song. I don't know that there's a defined limit, to be perfectly honest. I'd have to check in with the tech group. That's a great question, though.
So if my system can handle it, 50, 100.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not.
My system
I've been going on the assumption that I can host all mine, so I should actually find out from our illustrious node team about that.
So we should have a reward for whoever can shut down their system hosting the most NFTs.
No, that depends on the system and the bandwidth, though, doesn't it? Like, what if I can't see it being CPU constrained, but what if someone lives next to a data center or something? They've got the huge bandwidth constraint or no bandwidth constraint. I like this question. I'm actually going to write it down.
So we can figure it out, because who knows?
Who knows? It's like with a bridge, when they need to figure out how much load a bridge can take. How do they figure it out? They just keep driving a bigger truck over it until the bridge breaks, and they weigh the last truck and rebuild the bridge.
I think that we were trying to wrap this up for 5:30, 2:30 your time. I'm on the East Coast. So if we can close out with Alex, what are the ways Gala and blockchain are going to change the music industry?
You wanted to wrap this up soon?
You have
this is not the question to be shoved in at the end, Taco. I will give you some answers because I honestly could probably talk about this for a very, very, very long time. So the thing that first really brought my attention to this world in terms of how it can change the music industry was concerts. So there's multiple issues with the ticketing market right now, and that includes something like transparency, which I mentioned earlier, where an artist puts their ticket for sale and there's a resale market, but you have no idea who actually attended the show. Now you now have a digital receipt to find out those people, and you could reward those people directly. So that's one part of it. Another part of it is security. People get fake tickets all the time. And that's so unfortunate, such a bad fan experience. And it's hard for the artists. Like they don't want their fans to be in that position either. So that would take care of that issue, of course. And then the resale market is really what caught my eye on concert tickets, because you have artists that put their tickets for sale for $100. Scalpers, bots just scoop them right up, and then they sell it to fans, diehard fans, for 10 times that amount. And now the only person who reaps the benefit from that is the scalper, not the artist who poured their heart and soul into the art and creative and the production and everything else, and is actually grinding it out on tour, which Lane knows it is not easy to go on tour. I'm not a touring artist, but I've gone around with few artists. Um, it doesn't go to the promoter or the agent or people who have taken, or even the venue, people who are involved in actually putting on that show. So having smart contracts that allow you to um, basically give back to the creators in the resale is massive to me. That is a whole new way for artists to capitalize on their ticket sales. And I think that's how it should be. They're the ones who put all the work into it, and somebody behind a computer who just scooped up the tickets faster than a fan shouldn't be the one reaping the rewards. So that's just one way. Another way is royalties. Now, I don't know how many people here are familiar with royalties, but basically, when you stream a song, certain percentages of the track go to the rights owners. So that could be a label, it could be an artist, it could be co-writers, producers, whoever it might be. There's often a lot of names on that list. Outside of all the different parties, if you have sometimes a rap track might have 10 different co-writers. Like there's a ton of people on that list. Um, so the royalty system is extremely messy. I'm not even like an expert in it at all because it's such a mess. And I'm friends with a lot of artists and managers who they don't even know their own numbers. This can solve that. If you put in, here's the 10 names of the producers, here's their wallet IDs. And when you stream, the royalty goes to those wallets. Like that cleans up the mess right away. I think that's again no brainer. And then for things that I mean, we plan on touching all things. But for NFTs, for like a digital collectible itself, that's a whole new avenue for revenue, frankly, because the recorded music, when an artist goes in and like records their album, they make money from streaming, from vinyl, which I've said before, but it's up in the US. So vinyl is here. Well, vinyl's back. It's not here, but it's growing. And licensing, which is like whether you're in a commercial or a movie or a game or Peloton or workout class, etc. If you add in a digital collectible, like a virtual poster, that's a whole new lane for an artist to make money. And that's a whole new place for that fan engagement, right? So if you're a fan, why would you buy a physical poster to put on your wall when you could buy a digital poster that plays the song, has a utility, whether it's a meet and greet or promo code or whatever it is, and now the artist knows exactly who you are and can reward you? That's way better than the physical flat thing. So you have this whole new lane where you could be creative, artists can make revenue, fans can be more engaged. There's resale value with that rather than just buying a 2D piece of paper, frankly. Um, that is just some of the ways. I know you're going to cut me off at some point, but again, you chose to put this question at the end. So that is just some of the ways. I hope that answers for some people. Again, we can dive into it more over and over again, many various AMAs, but I think those are some really big ones that the industry is talking about a lot.
So I really like all of those answers. Just I was looking at Discord just now in the Here and Now channel on Gala Music Discord, and someone had asked, "Does that mean we could get NFT that's a backstage pass?" And I'm gonna pull it out. Just who said, "Oh my God, y'all are they're not posting Wayne's World gifts now. This is amazing." So just want to say huge ups to the collectibles. This was Sky God 85, so NFTs and backstage access. There's your answer. You just got it in great detail. So utterly amazing. And no Happy Valley music nodes are non-transferable. They're licenses, not NFTs.
But they are going to go.
I just have 2 questions in, Taco. Look what I did.
But they are going to go back on sale at some point.
They will. They totally will. Yeah. For sure. We've just sold the initial batch now. As things come online, there will be additional opportunities to buy nodes for sure.
We want to grow the community.
That's right.
I think that was a great place to wrap, and I love hearing about all this. I love being part of a team. We didn't
We love
get
having you.
we didn't get to everything, but I think we got to a bunch. I try to just make this a giant information dump. We'll do more of these, either the formal ones on YouTube or even just in Discord. Now that we're dumping info, I'm going to pick up on Taco Tuesdays again, and I'll be in Discord to answer more questions later today. So thank you, Lane. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Paul, behind the scenes for
Yeah.
making all of this magic work that I don't fully understand.
Shout out to
No.
Paul.
Seriously, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Taco. You're an excellent mod.
Yes.
Well, thank you
Wonderful.
so much. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
All right, folks. See you soon.
Bye, guys.